I'm currently rereading Neverkeep before Echo Fort comes out on the 17th, and so I'm taking detailed notes as I reread so I can do a recap video for anyone that doesn't want to reread Neverkeep or needs a refresher, similar to the way that I did for all of the Zodiac Academy books leading up to book 9. Before I get into that, and since I am still working on my recap, I wanted to do sort of like a general info video on Neverkeep and the Waning Lands. This will not contain like story spoilers or anything. This is just general info about the kingdom and how like the elemental divides are and everything like that. Some of this is stuff that we learned in Zodiac Academy. I just figured this would be a good reference, and then my recap video can be a recap on its own. So here's what we know going in without reading anything in the Neverkeep book yet. So the Sins of the Zodiac series takes place in the Waning Lands, which the Zodiac Academy and Darkmoor and Ruthless Boys series all take place in Solaria. This takes place in the Waning Lands, so it's the same like world, but as of right now there's like no crossover. I don't know if that's going to be the case forever, but where Solaria is a mirror world of North America, the Waning Lands is a mirror world of Europe. In ZA9, we learned that about 100 years ago, a barrier went up blocking all travel to and from the Waning Lands, so basically it's been closed off to outside communication, influence, travel, technology, etc. for 100 years. The overall magic system is the same as in Zodiac Academy, where it's elemental magic based on a Fae zodiac sign, and each Fae has an order that dictates how they recharge their magic, which then influences their temperament and behaviors. Their order gives them gifts unique to their kind. However, there are some new order forms in the Sins of the Zodiac series that you will learn about. Caroline Peckham has previously stated that the Sins of the Zodiac series timeline kicks off at the end of the Zodiac Academy series, and in a previous live, the Twisted Sisters have said that they think the series will be 5 books total, but that's not set in stone. The Waning Lands is separated into 4 kingdoms based on what element a Fae possesses, and all the kingdoms are at war with each other in what is called the Endless War. Earth Kingdom is called Avanis, the Air Kingdom is called Stormfell, Fire Kingdom is named Pyros, and the Water Kingdom is called Cascada. The magic wielders of each element have a specific name that they call them throughout the series, so I'll put it on the screen here, but Rain Carvers are the water signs, so Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. Stonebreakers are the earth signs, so Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Flamebringers are the fire signs, so Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And the Skyforgers are the air signs, so Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. In the Waning Lands, at age 21, Fae are sent to Hellefort to have their magic awakened, then go through an assessment to determine their calling in life, which if you remember in Zodiac Academy, it happens at 18. For those selected to be trained as warriors in the assessment, they get sent to Neverkeep, a magical war college where those selected for enrollment attend for 6 months of magical instruction by the star-chosen prophets called the Reapers. While at Neverkeep, the neophytes are expected to put aside the warring between kingdoms and not fight amongst each other for those 6 months of training. However, it does have different living spaces for each nation called the Vaults, where only those from that nation will be allowed to access to help avoid conflict. Earth Kingdom has the Vault of Steel, Air Kingdom is in the Vault of Sky, Fire Kingdom is in Vault of Embers, and Water Kingdom is in Vault of Frost. Within the Waning Lands, there's a wall of power called the Boundary that keeps enemy Fae, aka other elementals, out of a particular kingdom. It is also said to destroy any Fae that tries to leave without permission. Where the corners of each kingdom meet is a crater wasteland called the Crux, which contains magically altered monster creatures waiting for any Fae that attempts to cross. In this world, there's a thing called Crossborn, which are Fae planned for a specific zodiac sign but born too early under the wrong sign, which is a big deal since in the Waning Lands, the kingdoms are divided based on what your elemental power is, so Crossborn would be born in the wrong kingdom, essentially. There you have it. That is just some general info about the Waning Lands and these kingdoms and the way that they work a little bit, because I think that will be good reference for each of the books. Stay tuned for my recap of Neverkeep to help people prepare for Echo Fort. I will be posting it before the 17th, at least a couple days, hopefully, before. I just need to finish my reread and obviously film it and edit it. I'm hoping to do that this weekend, but we'll see. I do plan on doing these recaps for each of the books as the series goes along for anyone that might not want to do a reread, might not have the time, or just needs a simple refresher. I did it right before the last book of Zodiac Academy, but for this I want to make sure I'm doing it as I go because it is a lot of work, but stay tuned for that.